The answer to an urban myth or something more?
It was just this big, hairy creature, almost like Bigfoot, except it wasn't. It's too hip. It was HIPFOOT.
Owing to the miracles of modern-day amateur videography, hip hunters launch our expedition deep into the heart of unknown territory.
I've analyzed some hairs from the creature, and it is indeed a real Sasquatch.
Is HIPFOOT living among us, drinking black coffee and thrifting right under our noses?
I think he just wants to live at peace with nature, and that's something that we can all relate to.
We search for the answers in HIPFOOT, a myth uncovered. So, tell me about HIPFOOT.
His name's Theo, okay? But anyway, Theo is a really gentle soul. He likes to hang out, chillax, do stuff outside. Ultimately, he just wants to be one with nature, and I don't see a problem with that. I think that's something we can all relate to.
You claim that you know personally the person who submitted the evidence onto mustknow.net.
Yeah, she's my friend. We have a lot of fun times researching stuff together. We both are kind of knowledge gatherers in our own right, and it's a leisureful activity for sure.
Validated footage of HIPFOOT surfaced on the web, and a firestorm of scrutiny in support of its existence called for needs of further investigations. So, Doctor, there has been a lot of controversy in the local community in regards to HIPFOOT. Would you care to elaborate on those issues?
Well, his origin is unknown, and his species is quite peculiar. But all this evidence has to add up to something. You can't always trust eyewitness accounts.
Owing to the miracles of modern-day amateur videography, a long-discussed and deeply analyzed subject of debate has finally given light.
I've seen him plenty of times. Actually, the first time I saw him after he left, I went to go check out his living space. I was astounded at what I saw. There were bags filled with PBR cans and Chuck Taylor shoes everywhere, and I thought I heard the Shins playing too.
So how does HIPFOOT act in his natural habitat?
Well, for the most part, he's just hanging out like you and me, but if you want to approach him, you have to be really, really calm. If you have any confrontational vibes, he'll just run away.
As the evidence mounts, hip hunters launch their expedition deep into the heart of unknown territory. I also understand from your online testimony that you plan on creating an awareness group for HIPFOOT in the local community. Do you and your friend plan on collaborating with your efforts?
Theo. And no, she's kind of stretched on time, so we haven't gotten a chance to sit down and talk about anything concrete. And it's not so much about exposing him, but integrating him into the community. And by doing that, I think if we had some neighborhood viewings of some Wes Anderson films, that'd be really beneficial. We can get some kind of understanding going.
HIPFOOT's living space is quite exclusive. This one's was covered with Urban Outfitter tapestries and just all sorts of American Express and stuff like that, just to cover up his own individual space within the forest.
Well, what was most fascinating was that the hair smelled heavily of coffee, proving HIPFOOT to be a lover of caffeine. Now, we've measured HIPFOOT's footprints and found that he was over 7 feet tall. We've also looked into some footage and analyzed it and noticed that he doesn't really hibernate, he just chills.
Cigarette butts, clove cigarette butts to make for detail. And Ray-Ban John Lennon styled sunglasses, flannel shirts and flannel skinny jeans and just all sorts of stuff like that. The HIPFOOT sense of style, I'll tell you, that was quite impeccable.
Is HIPFOOT living among us, drinking black coffee and thrifting right under our noses? We search for the answers in How do you feel about being a part of the world's greatest discovery in the history of mankind?
Discovery? He's just a normal guy like you or me. And to be quite frank, I just want to help him help him live in peace and harmony. He's just a guy that got freaked out from the city vibes and needed to take a break from everything.
Okay. Well, I'll get you the information you need, and I look forward to discussing this further with you.
Sounds good. I've got a sorority function that I need to go to, so can we wrap this up? Thank you. Save the rainforest.
What is the most current discovery in regards to HIPFOOT?
But you're not going to believe what I'm about to show you. Right here in this very lab is HIPFOOT. A while ago, we captured him wandering behind a local thrift store. Now this is absolutely top secret. No one knows about this. This is the very first time we're going to show this to the public. Are you ready?
The following footage is confidential and will not be shown on live television. When we entered the lab, HIPFOOT must have escaped. We were able to find evidence of HIPFOOT's existence, but we know HIPFOOT is still out there. The truth, waiting to be uncovered. As long as evidence continues compiling on the internet, we will be there to report it to you, and we will bring you the truth.